Prime Minister Modi also met Tulsi Gabbard, the first Hindu-American Congresswoman who had played a crucial role in finalizing Modi's visit to the US. Speaking to our Strategic Affairs Editor Gaurav Sawant, Gabbard also said that the war on terror dominated her talks with the Indian Prime Minister.
With me is the first Hindu-American US Congresswoman from Hawaii, Tulsi Gabbard. She's just met the Prime Minister. Welcome on Headlines today.
Thank you. Aloha, namaskar.
Aloha, namaskar. You just met the Prime Minister. What was your meeting like?
It's wonderful to be able to meet with him, to hear from him about his vision for the future of India. It's a bright future. And to hear how we in the United States can better partner with India, how we can deepen our friendship on the many areas that we share in common and that will be mutually beneficial.
Okay, you had a role to play in this grand reception that was planned for the Prime Minister. We are told you presented him a ginger flower garland. Tell me the significance. You also took oath for the benefit of our viewers. Tulsi Gabbard is the first Hindu-American Congresswoman, and she took oath on the Bhagavad-gita. So tell me, how were you drawn to Hinduism?
Introduced through my parents and chose from a young age to practice Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga. The ginger lei, the garland that I brought from Hawaii, is a tradition that is common both for India as well as Hawaii to greet people with a flower lei. So I brought the ginger garland all the way from Hawaii to present to Prime Minister Modi.
And what did the Prime Minister say to you? I'm told he was also very thrilled to meet you. What was the conversation like?
We spoke on a variety of topics about the true meaning of yoga, as well as areas that we share in common that are areas of concern and opportunity, both from an economic perspective, but also on how we can work together to fight against and eliminate the threat of Islamic extremist terrorism that is causing so much harm to people around the world.
Okay, and one last question. Yes, you do have to go, but it's such a pleasure to meet you. Would you be coming to India soon? Have you talked about how you and Government of India can take this relationship forward?
The Prime Minister Modi invited me to come to visit India. I have never been there, so I am looking forward to coming and visiting to be able to see how we can grow this US-India friendship in ways that will build a bright future for us and for the world.
Tulsi Gabbard, many thanks for speaking to us here at Headlines today. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you very much.
So,
thank you.
Cheers. Tulsi Gabbard, the first Hindu-American US Congresswoman, said she and the Government of India would now be looking at how to take India-US relations forward. With cameraman Alok Bhatnagar, Gaurav Sawant in New York for Headlines Today.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter, so help you God?
I do.
Then, congratulations.
I choose to be an optimist and understand, not naively, but understand that with these challenging times, therein lies the great opportunity. It's the opportunity for myself to be introspective, to look into my own heart and understand that I'm here in this position at this time to work for each and every one of you. And what an incredible privilege that is.
Namaste. Warm wishes and aloha from Hawaii to you all. I'm deeply honored to have been invited to join you in this glorious celebration of the appearance of the Bhagavad-gita. All glories to Lord Krishna. When I was elected to the United States Congress, I chose to take the oath of office on the Bhagavad-gita. Many people have asked me why I made that choice, and for me, the answer is very simple. Krishna's teaching in the Gita of loving service to God and working for the well-being of all of God's children, his teachings of bhakti and karma yoga, are the foundation and driving force and purpose of my life. The whole world today is in dire need of servant leaders. Leaders who, out of love for God and others, work for the well-being of the people and indeed our planet. It is my hope to be such a servant leader. Since I was a child, the teachings of the Bhagavad-gita were intricately woven into the very fabric of my life by both loving parents and spiritual teachers. The soothing, enlightening, and beautiful words spoken by Shri Krishna in the Gita became an inseparable part of my everyday life. The Gita has been a tremendous source of inner peace and strength through many tough periods of my life, like while I was deployed serving my country in uniform in the Middle East, where I was surrounded by death and turmoil. In the camp where we were based in Iraq, there was a giant sign at one of the gates that read, "Is today the day?" That sign was a constant reminder to me and to all of us that today could be the day that I leave this world. Seeing friends of mine, as well as people who I didn't know personally, killed in combat and the destruction caused by war, reminded me of the temporary nature of these bodies. This allowed me to remember and contemplate upon the truth of my identity and to hold the Lord close to my heart. Some verses in the Gita that I turned to during these difficult times were, "That which pervades the entire body you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind." In the midst of the hell that is war, I found great comfort and shelter in the Bhagavad-gita's message of the eternality of the soul and God's unconditional love. The Bhagavad-gita is not just a scripture for Indians or Hindus. It's a scripture for all of mankind. Its transcendental message is now being appreciated by millions of people of all nationalities all over the world. The Gita does not call for conversion from one faith to another. It transcends sectarianism. The Bhagavad-gita is relevant to all of us because it answers the deepest questions of life. No matter what our ethnicity, race, or caste, no matter what our gender, age, economic status, or education, every single one of us wants and needs to know the answers to the questions, who am I? What is the purpose of my life? Where can I find true happiness? And what is death? In the Bhagavad-gita, Lord Krishna gives us the answers to these questions. In closing, let me share with you Lord Krishna's conclusion in the Bhagavad-gita. Krishna says in verse 1865, "Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend." In verse 1866, he says, "Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear." By carrying these transcendental words in our minds and in our hearts, we will always have deep purpose in life and remain fearless in the face of death. Please accept my best wishes. Namaste. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Bhagavad-gita.